What does heaven on earth really look like? Let's find out. Whew, heaven. Heaven on earth, just heaven. What a beautiful idea. Somewhere that's just lush and filled with beauty, and you just feel so loved in that space. That's an important word for us, because when you're on the earth, do you feel like you're surrounded by love? The answer to that is probably no. Some of you, yeah, but a lot of people probably no. And that's an issue when you're trying to create something as amazing as heaven on earth. Now, the thing about heaven is that heaven itself is very individual to the person. For me, the manifestation of heaven on earth in some ways looks a little bit like this, you know? This is the start of it for me. This is a space that I walk into, I feel loved, I feel cared for, I feel appreciated and respected, and I feel like it's an idea that was given to me by a higher version of myself, my higher self, the me that was guiding me towards my dreams and my aspirations and my future, and really, you know, what it is that I've been trying to create. This is a start of heaven on earth for me. Heaven on earth starts from the mindset. Heaven starts from in here. It has to, because our experience, everything of it, starts from our minds. So creating heaven on earth is really about understanding what it is for you. You know, what is your divine space? What does it look like for you to be in heaven? What is heaven on earth in your manifestation of it? And then if we're looking to create a more whole vision of heaven on earth, then that has to do more with how we come together as people in order to bring our unique ideas and opinions and way of seeing things. You know, we bring all those together through. We've all had our own experiences, we all have our own past, we all have our own future. And in some ways it's about learning how to bring all these things together in a positive way that can help benefit everybody to create sustainable systems that are mutually beneficial for all of us. You know? Doesn't that sound somewhat like heaven? Doesn't that sound like a very beautiful system that is healthy and positive and happy, and everybody in it is loved and there's no hatred and we all just support and respect one another? To me, that is the manifestation of heaven on earth. I don't know exactly how that looks because we all have such different unique opinions and ideas about it that in some ways it would take shape depending on how we all put our minds together. But that's exactly it. Is that in some ways creating heaven on earth is exactly about how we do put our minds together. But at the same time, it's also about recognizing what it is to us as the individual and not really being willing to sacrifice that. Maybe compromise. Compromise may be important because we still have to create something that works for everyone, but we shouldn't have to sacrifice who we are for another in order to make everybody else happy. We all have our own way of seeing the world and our own way of desiring to see the world, and we should all, at the very least, be able to bring that forward. Now, it's important to bring these things forward in a mindset that is above the dualistic mindset. Transcending dualism is very important when it comes to heaven on earth, because creating heaven on earth, this is a little bit deeper. Okay, fine, I'll get into it at the moment. But in some ways, we can't manifest heaven on earth through the ego. Heaven on earth has to come through a mindset that is more in alignment with the creator, with the universe, with source, with actually, you know, the intended vision of God or whatever higher being, you know. For me, we were created from a higher being. This is where we are now. And that higher being had a vision in itself of what life on earth would look like in its most beautiful heavenly form. And what happened is that we developed our egos, and our egos said, no, I can do it better than you can. And instead of working in the flow of the river of life and in alignment with the universe, we kind of pushed against it. And when we push against it, we create systems that end up in some ways destined for failure because they aren't in alignment with what the universe truly desires. So, that's an interesting side note. But yeah, that leads me to my question. What does heaven on earth look like for you? What does that mean to you? What does something like that mean? Does it have to do with the systems? Does it have to do with the plants and the way the world goes? I mean, what does it look like for you? Is everything free? Is everything still paid for, but it's different systems? This is important because heaven on earth can manifest in an infinite amount of ways because there is an infinite amount of us. But it's about learning. It's about us learning about ourselves in order to bring that all together into the whole. So I'm interested to hear what you have to say. Like, comment, subscribe, get engaged, get involved with the Studio Raphael community. I'm super excited to have you here. Diving into conversations like this can be interesting. They can get a little bit deep and a little bit intense sometimes, but I like that about it. It pushes me to, I guess, be less scared to say the things that I want to say, and also to, I guess, create space for interesting discussion that goes beyond even my understanding of things. So, thanks for being here, and yeah, my name's Aiden. This is Studio Raphael. Thanks for being here, and yeah, till next time, take care.